Hello everybody, my name is Phantom, and it is with great pleasure that I can officially say we have confirmation on the first Elden Ring DLC. So first and foremost, I was mostly right in my stream the other day. The other day I streamed Elden Ring to celebrate the anniversary. We were just doing a normal fresh new run, but in the stream I said that Elden Ring itself is a very, very big game. So much bigger than anything else FromSoft has ever made. And I imagine that it would be quite a while before we actually get any DLC for the game, specifically because the DLC is going to be big. Usually in the older Souls games, the DLC is like a zone and 2 or 3 bosses with a couple weapons. I have a feeling Elden Ring's DLC is going to be much bigger than that, and this practically confirms it. First of all, this is a very, very early announcement. It is just starting development is what they're saying. It is currently under development. All that they have shown off is this one picture. Now, what I want to do, I want to open this up and take a much closer look at this. So, obviously, the title is Shadow of the Erdtree, and this is the picture that we got, and there is a lot to unwrap here. So, obviously, that looks like a very dead Erdtree. Now, here's the thing, okay? Lore-wise, there is a second Erdtree that is mentioned. I believe Helfen Steeple mentions it. Let me open it up. Yeah, a lamplight is similar to Grace in appearance, only it is said that it can be seen by those who met their death in battle. Great sword patterned after the black steeple of the Helfen, the lampwood which guides the dead of the spirit world. So basically, there is like a shadow Erdtree. Just like how Miquella tried to make his own Haligtree, there seems to be more than just one quote-unquote Erdtree. So the question is whether or not this is our Erdtree from the Lands Between, or this is the Helfen. This is still super, 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 super early announcement. But looking around, there are... Okay, I gotta calm down. I'm having a hard time speaking. Okay, there's a lot to unwrap in this picture, and this picture is all that we have going on. Obviously, there's the big blackened Erdtree in the background. Whether that's our Erdtree, absolutely no idea. But looking around at the Lands Between, like, look at all the graves, and they're like spectral graves too. They're all headstones. It's very reminiscent of the fields outside Leyndell. But then the other thing that's really interesting, who is this? Now, my immediate thought when I first saw this, my immediate assumption is that's Miquella, which is kind of weird considering Miquella is this giant, like, corpse-esque beast that is currently sitting inside of a giant cocoon. When I think of young, effeminate, long golden hair, my immediate thought is Miquella. That is the way Miquella is, like, always referred to. But that leads me to wonder whether there's not nearly enough information for me to glean, like, as much as I want to from this. But I wonder, are they gonna pull some, like, prequel shit on us? Like, what if that's the Crucible? Is this gonna be a prequel? Is that what Miquella looks like after he comes out of the cocoon? I'm super excited. I want it to be Miquella. Miquella's story is like the biggest loose end, at least for me, lore-wise in Elden Ring, that I want to see wrapped up. There's a lot of stuff that could go down. Melina is a massive loose end. Like, what if this is going to be us following the journey? Well, that's the other thing that I'm wondering. It's so weird to see someone that's not us riding Torrent, because I doubt they're going to have us play as somebody else. Looking really closely at this Erdtree, though, it looks like it's burnt, right? This looks like it would take place after. So here's the couple of things that I noticed looking directly at the Erdtree. One, it looks burnt. Two, it looks like it's straight up leaking the Elden Ring out of it, which makes me wonder if this is like super far into the future after the frenzied flame has burned everything away. That's why there's graves everywhere. Miquella wakes up out of the cocoon. His entire family is dead. Everything is gone. Leyndell is leveled. The world is covered in ash. Nothing but graves. Like, what if, like, when we see Miquella is all creepy and decrepit and rotten looking, super long, lanky, creepy hand, but that's like mid-metamorphosis. What if, just straight up, like, decades into the future, Miquella's transformation is complete, and he is normal. Knowing everything that I know about Miquella, I was completely expecting if we had anything happen with Miquella, Miquella would wake up out of the cocoon, unfinished, terrifying, and furious. His beloved sister is dead. His parents, dead. Erdtree, rotten. Everything gone. And I just imagined it would be like this big threat. That's the way that I imagined anything with Miquella would be handled. But this is so different than anything I expected. That has to be Miquella. And at the end, the longer I look at this picture and the more that I reminisce about what it could possibly be, big burnt Erdtree, someone else riding Torrent, there is only one Elden Ring ending where we actually see that we have left Torrent behind, and that is the Lord of Frenzied Flame. Which leads me to believe that this DLC is going to follow the Lord of Frenzied Flame ending. The Lord of Frenzied Flame burns the Erdtree, burns everything down, hence why there are nothing but ruins and gravestones everywhere. But imagine, the Lord of Frenzied Flame does the Frenzied Flame ending, burns everything down, Melina retrieves Torrent like she does in the cinematic, seeks after us, the Lord of Frenzied Flame, either delivers destined death or doesn't, whatever, but imagine decades or even centuries in the future. Miquella, completely separate from all of this because he is currently like way underground next to the Eternal Cities, wakes up, metamorphosis complete, to find out that his half-brother abducted him and was trying to sleep with him, his Erdtree has rotted, his literally beloved, like most important person in the whole world to him, sister, has been slaughtered by this random no-name guy who just showed up, killed all of his extended family, and then burned everything down. He comes up to see the aftermath of all of this and is given Torrent. That is the scenario that comes to mind looking at this picture. But I just can't see FromSoft having us play Miquella. So it's such a weird direction to go from what I was expecting. Like, my brain's going nuts just thinking about all the possibilities. Like, that's a really cool scenario. That's a really cool scenario and a what if to think about. But, like, I can't imagine us playing as Miquella. So it's still just jarring to see someone that's not us riding Torrent. I can't wait for more news. It hurts. It's super bittersweet knowing that we are not going to know for a long time. It's probably going to be another at least month and a half or longer before we get more teasers, let alone more actual information. But dude, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It looks so cool. Now I just want to play more Elden Ring.